All right, that was Randy Rogers Band with Fuzzy. Hey, so you didn't write on that song, did you? That's Shane McAnally and somebody, right? Or did you write on it?
No, I didn't. It's Shane and some of his buds. And we play that song every night. It's in our set. And how that song didn't become a number one at country radio, I'm completely miffed by that.
100% true.
Dude, man, it's totally. And what's funny about that is I can remember we were down in Texas a lot right around the time when this song came out. And I remember there being a little bit, correct me if I'm wrong, a little bit of backlash against you for putting that song out because your Texas loyal guys and girls thought you may be selling out a little bit in Nashville.
Yeah, Jay Joyce produced that record, and when Jay starts in on stuff, he's always got different takes. And we did bring in Ray Wiley Hubbard to play guitar and sing on that track with us. So, I mean, it doesn't get more cool than that. So we did have that as the critical factor, but I think, Jay's brain works differently than our brains work, at least my brain. And, there was a lot of that Jay Joyce sauce, if you will.
But I hear it's funny when people go and they work with Jay Joyce. Yes, he just recently in the last couple of years jumped into some Carrie Underwood. But for the most part, he's kind of the outsider in Nashville as far as production goes. I think he, everybody kind of expects us to work with him. That's why we haven't worked with him, because that's kind of predictable. But he does the Brothers Osborne stuff and, the Eric Church stuff, the guys that are playing ball, but they're considered outsiders. So I thought that was really funny that that song came out and people were giving you shit about it, because I thought it sounded rad, and I thought it was a really cool take on what you guys do,
If you've ever seen the video, I'm in a hot tub and with some ladies, and the ladies were burlesque dancers by trade, so it was a fun video shoot.
By trade.
By trade.
I bet with that song too, you talk about how it didn't go number one at radio, but I bet you in the live show it feels like it was a number one. We've got songs like that in our set where it's just, if to our fan base it's one of our biggest songs, and it seems like that would probably be one of those for y'all.
It's on the set list for sure every night.
Yeah. Well, so Randy, you just put out a record, it was a couple weeks ago, beginning of May, with your buddy Wade Bowen. And you guys, this is, the second or third record that you guys have put out? I know it's the second of the Hold My Beer records, and then maybe a couple live things. How did that kind of come about? When did you guys start deciding that you guys were going to actually make full studio albums together?
Hey, that's a great question, Neil. And I also want to say thanks, guys, for having me on your show. This is nice. It is a big week for us. We did just put out a brand new record during a really awkward time to be promoting new music. So thank you, guys. It's kind of 3 weeks. And for other people that don't know, we've been on the road together, the four of us. We've been on the road together many years, many times.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Had lots of good fun together. But yeah, so the record just dropped, and it's country. It leans more heavy on the traditions of country music than what I do normally with my band, the Randy Rogers Band, and what Wade Bowen does with his band, which I think Wade wants to be Springsteen, more than anything. And I'm some kind of hybrid of, Texas rock and roll and country, and growing up, fans of rock music and then fans of Willie Nelson. It was just a weird time for all of us when we were in the 8th and 9th grade trying to find ourselves. So this Hold My Beer project, Hold My Beer Volume 2, it leans very heavy on the traditions of the country male duet, right? So it's been documented, it's been done poorly, been done very well in the country music genre. Some of the greatest records Willie and Merle made, right? I mean, and it goes on and on and on. There's so many guys that have done this, and the challenging thing is finding a song that two men can sing together. You don't think about it until you have to write it, and we're all songwriters here. So when you think, well, what can you write about? I mean, without being just too goofy or silly or, I'm drunk. Okay, that's not that funny. We're all drunk, right? So how do you make getting drunk and getting in trouble being drunk, funny without getting, too far off the track? So it's a great project. It allows me to kind of have an alter ego on stage as well. I'm kind of the instigator on stage, and and Wade is a little more laid back. And what has resulted from like years of touring, Wade and I touring together and playing songs, and on stage banter comes out in these recorded albums, if that makes sense. So it's kind of like Wade's a pincushion, and I'm just, messing with him the entire time. Yeah.
I love it. I listened to the whole thing today, and it's funny. It is really traditional country, but for some reason, like this next song that we're gonna play, I'm gonna talk about this song because I really enjoyed the lyric. It's called AM/FM is the name of the song, and it's on the new Randy Rogers Wade Bowen Hold My Beer Volume 2, and it was written by Wade Bowen, Randy Rogers, John Randall, and Jim Beavers. So John Randall and Jim Beavers are two of my dear friends. I need to know who came up with the bobblehead Jesus on the dash line.
They had to be Beavers.
Yeah,
Definitely Beavers.
Sounds like Beavers.
I was gonna start a new section in the country radio show where we just nominate best opening lines from an album, and I'm gonna go ahead and nominate that as the first best opening line from a record, because I heard that today and I was like, hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I also love it because it's like, so me as a songwriter, I put Sonic Ice in a lot of songs just because it's fun. It's what it is. People relate to it that grew up going to
He's
the Sonic.
just talking.
So the bobblehead Jesus thing, we have that on a song or two. And anyways, it's a good line. This is AM/FM by Randy Rogers and Wade Bowen.
Country